Chapter 16. MLB Hypocrisy. It is hypocritical for Major League Baseball to honor Jackie Robinson each year on April 15 for breaking the color barrier, while ignoring the decline of African American players in the league. MLB may have retired his number 42 and asked all players to wear it on this day, which is good. However, these actions need to be backed by real efforts to solve the problem. MLB often claims that African American players are leaving baseball for basketball and football. This is not true. African American athletes have always played multiple sports. If you want to hear the rest, purchase a copy of the book online today at your Diary247.us. That's your Diary247.us.
The man himself, Ichiro. Now, you've been a fixture in Major League Baseball as one of the premier hitters. I mean, what do you attribute to your success for those youngsters out there?
若い子たちにどうやってイチローさんがここまですごい選手になれたかっていうのを教えてください。いや、僕はすごい選手かどうか僕は分からないし、ただ野球選手っていうのは野球の技術だけを磨いていればいいということではなくて、やっぱり野球を通して人間を作っていくっていう、そういう価値観はすごく僕は大事だと思っています。
I don't know if you can say that I'm a successful star, but what I can say to the youngsters is that it's not just about the skills that I know you practice and you get better at what you do in baseball, but while you're playing baseball, that's when you become a better person, and that's when you start, becoming a person of a good person, and so that's just something that you could focus on while you're playing baseball.
What has this experience been for you being a Major League Baseball player?
メジャーリーグの経験っていうのはイチローさんにとってどういう経験ですか？それが本当に分かるのは僕が野球を終えて、少し時間が経ってからということになると思いますけれども、こうやって野球の世界でもう最高のステージで、日々こうやってグラウンドに立つということはで、たくさんの、人の前で、プレーをするということはおそらく僕の人生にとって、少なくともこの12年がとても重要な時間になっているということは間違いないと思います。
I think when I look back after I'm retired and maybe it's been a few years, I can really look back and say, hey, this was what it was like to be a major leaguer. But every day I'm on a stage here, the biggest stage in baseball, in front of thousands and thousands of fans. I think I'll be able to say that I've played 12 years now. These are the great 2 years that I've been able to experience, and I think I'll be able to definitely say that.
When you look at the stage that you portray back at home, what does that mean to you? You're a role model. You're a hero in your home country.
日本の、アメリカに来てますけど、本当に日本の人たちにとってイチローさんという存在がすごい大きくて、ヒーローであると。それに関してイチローさんどう思ってますか？
それは僕自身は分からないです。僕は実際アメリカで毎日プレーしていますし、日本からどういう視線が送られているのかというのは想像はできますけれども、実際にどうなのかということは全く分からないんですよね。なので人がどう思うか、どう見てくれているのかっていうのはあくまでも人の評価なので、常にそれは動くもの、人の評価というのは常に動くものなので、それよりもやはり自分が日々できることを前に進むために、自分自身のためにやるということが何よりも大事なことだというふうに思っています。
I'm here in States playing baseball, and I really don't know, what fans are thinking or what they're saying, but obviously the fans and also the media, they are always saying that a certain player is this or that, and that always changes with the way you perform. And so as a player, what's important is that you go out there every day and you perform to the best of your abilities. And so as a player, you can't really worry about that. You just have to be prepared and be able to perform to the best that you can while you prepare.
Last question. Should we look for Ichiro in Hall of Fame one day?
それはだから人が決めることなので、僕はもう全く分からないですし、でもそうやって聞いてもらえること自体が僕はすごく幸せなことだというふうに思っています。
Obviously, I can't decide that, and you know, it's somebody else's decision. But you know, just to be even mentioned, like asking me that question, it definitely makes me happy and is an honor.
Coach on the road with the great Ichiro. All right, appreciate it. Coach just got tummy tapped by Ichiro.
Chapter 12. Each year, countless baseball players share that same dream of playing college or professional baseball. Keep in mind that roster spots are limited, and tough decisions must be made to accommodate incoming talent. Sadly, many players find themselves heartbroken after high school baseball, scrambling to find a college that will take them. You're not alone in this situation. Hundreds face the same dilemma each year. Join the book club today and get a copy of the book and be informed: The Diary of a Coach, Former MLB Scout, 40 Years, I Just Can't Tell It All. At your Diary247.us. That's your Diary247.us.
Robinson Cano from the New York, second base from the New York Yankees.
Yeah, what's the experience been like you playing in the big leagues?
Oh, it's a good experience. I mean, that's us. I mean, you're never gonna forget your first day in the big leagues. Mm-hmm. So this is the team that you dreamed and you want to be here. So the hardest thing is just to maintain yourself. You got to work even harder, and then now that you're here, so you want to maintain yourself and stay here longer. Mm-hmm. You know that you can say, you know what, I do whatever I have to do just to stay long enough in the big leagues. And you don't want to just make it to the big and just feel happy and just sit down. You just want to spend time and work hard and learn from all the guys.
What about playing with this historic Yankee organization?
Oh, I mean, it's a bless. You got to be blessed to play with this team. I mean, you know how many people play with this team? Hall of Famers, superstars. I mean, heroes, legends. So wearing the uniform for a long time, I mean, it's a great honor, and you have to be blessed.
Yeah. And you know, I used to coach college baseball, and I scouted for 5 major league teams. And every kid that I've come across want to be Jeter, A-Rod. Now we got some up-and-coming Canos out there. What you got to say about that?
You know, I just want to say thank to the youngsters that just, follow my career and really spend their time watching our games. Not only myself, but major league games. So I mean, because they are the future, and then I mean, those are the guys when we retire want to be watching on TV. Mm-hmm.
Well, we know we got to make this short because you got to get ready. But how do you want this game to remember you when your playing career is over with?
I want to be the guy that play hard and always respect the game, and and respect everybody in the game too.
Last question: when you walked in that locker room for the first time, saw your uniform there, what was that experience like?
Oh man, it's unbelievable. I mean, those you get goosebumps. I mean, you get two-sided, you get nervous. I mean, there's a lot of things going through your head because you know what, this is the top of the game, man. You leave, so they're not doing us after this.
Coach taking youngsters behind the scenes with the man Robinson Cano. All right, appreciate it.
Chapter 14. Was it a scam / what they did not tell you? We started a professional independent baseball league that focused on a league for African American players to play baseball. The league operated successfully for 30 of the 60 days it was scheduled to be in operation for its inaugural season. We started in June and ran until the end of June before it folded due to a lack of cash flow. Although the entire season wasn't completed, we provided 4 teams of talented African American baseball players with a platform to play baseball for a whole month. They were adequately housed and fed, and umpires were paid throughout those first 30 days. It's all in the book at your Diary247.us. That's your Diary247.us.
Behind the scenes, we got the man Max Scherzer. Did I get it right?
Yeah, Max Scherzer.
All right. How we doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Just fine. And we're taking our youngsters behind the scenes of what it's like being a Major League Baseball player. Mm-hmm. I've always told kids the biggest and the quickest way to the big leagues is pitching.
That's one way.
So how does this thing work out for you?
Pitching's tough. You might think it's an easy path to the big leagues, but it's really tough to get here. For really pitching's the same. It looks the same no matter what level you are at. You have to throw strikes. You have to throw strikes repeatedly, and you got to keep throwing strikes. One thing I had my hang on is that first pitch strikes. I'm always attacking the hitters. I'm always working ahead in the counts. That I'm going to be in a 1-2 count versus a 2-1 count. When you buy into that approach, that you're relentlessly going to be ahead of the hitter, that's when you start seeing a lot of success. And then obviously you get to the next level, then you got to start using more pitches to be able to get and have that. Yeah. So, that's my philosophy on how I go about my business.
Well, you saying pitching tough, but I'm looking back and you took that hardware home now. Cy Young. Couldn't have been that tough for you anyway.
That's tough. That's tough. That hardware is hard to come by. There's so many great arms in this game, and it's really fun to sit here on the bench and watch everybody else pitch, just because of what everybody else is able to accomplish. So for me to be able to take home that award, I'm so humble and blessed because I know so many great arms are in this league.
How much of an honor was it for you?
Oh, so much. Then you do something like that where you're able to win a Cy Young, and first and foremost, I got to thank my teammates. I was 21-3, a lot of reasons because of them.
21-3. Okay, go ahead, brag a little bit.
21-3. I'm telling you, that was my personal record, but that was because of my teammates. And they fought every day I came to the yard, and they played so hard behind me and played such great defense that I really got to give them a ton of credit for what they were able to do. I just went out there and did my job, and we were able to have a great season together, and I was able to take home some hardware. So by winning that what it meant to me is, there's a part of history, and you look back at the history of game of arms that won that award. You're talking Sandy Koufax, you're talking some of you're talking some of these greatest players that have ever played the game, and it's real humbling to win an award that's what some of those guys achieved.
So that puts you in that elite club, huh?
I mean, to have my name mentioned among some of the greats today, and and obviously with some of the others who have won the Cy Young Award. It's such an honor to me. I'm so humbled by it. It hasn't changed me one bit because I go out there and do the same thing, but man, is it awesome.
Well, somebody stop this interview and get your autograph. I'm hanging out with the big shot. So, when I coached high school and college baseball, I always emphasize in my pitchers there's a difference in a pitcher and a pitcher. I mean,
yes.
You go out there and just take control of a ball game, or let me rephrase that. A pitcher is somebody, as a coach, you sit on the bench and you sweat bricks and hope you win the ball game. Mm-hmm. A pitcher is somebody you put on the mound and you know you're going to be in the ball game no matter what.
Yeah, I think a thrower versus a pitcher. That's somebody who throws just, they don't have an idea, they don't have a plan. They can really maybe only throw a fastball. A pitcher is somebody who can, pitch with multiple pitches, can change speeds, can do things differently, can locate, can put the ball in the zone when they need to, and they can also put the ball out of the zone when they need to, especially in, 2-strike counts. So, there's so much, pitching's an art. Yeah. And that's when you see pitching at its greatest, when you see somebody who can really paint art out there.
And you got to have that mindset, a different mindset from a high school pitcher to a college pitcher to a professional pitcher. I mean, how did you develop yourself into those different stages?
Really the mindset's always been the same, and that's always been a high adrenaline. I've always been a high adrenaline pitcher. I'm always carrying that energy around and wanting to be aggressive, and it was just refining it and knowing what I needed to refine it towards, and what I need to be focusing on so that I can pitch my best. And that's the refinement from the high school to the college to the minors to the pros, is just refining on what I need to focus on and what I need to be, what my game plan needs to be every time I go out there. So, for me, that's the things that I've learned over the years.
All right, let me ask you these last two questions. I don't want to hold you too long. Mm-hmm. When you think about this game and the steps that you had to get to this game, what would you give in exchange for this opportunity? What would you give in exchange for this opportunity to be a professional baseball?
Oh man, this is the greatest job in the world. This is my dream. This is absolutely my dream. Even when I was a little kid, I said I want to grow up and be a pitcher in the major leagues. I want to play. Actually, I want to be shortstop. I loved Ozzie Smith. I wanted to be.
You wanted to hit. That's what it was.
I grew up. I loved Ozzie Smith. He was my favorite player, so I wanted to be like Ozzie. That was my dream. But I guess I'll have to settle for this pitching gig that I got going on, where I get to go out and face the best teams in the league.
And win 20 games, 20 plus games.
Win 20 games, yes. That's a major feat, and I can only do that here in Detroit.
All right, let me take you back to that very first time you walked in the locker room and saw your uniform hanging up after you got the call. What was that feeling like?
Oh, there's just absolutely nothing like it. It was in San Diego.
You remember the date and time, huh?
I think it was around April 25th. So we're really close to my 7th year birthday in the bigs.
Okay.
And I remember I flew in that morning. We had I think it was a Saturday, because we had like a 4:00 game, and I got to the park, and there it is, and you see my jersey number 39. I was a Diamondback at that point, 39 Scherzer on the back right there. And my first game I got to watch, I was Brandon Webb versus Jake Peavy.
You remember it all.
They finished 1-2 in the Cy Young. I always say that's one of my best pitching matchups I've ever seen in the big leagues. My first day. So I couldn't have asked for anything more.
Did you pitch yourself?
I didn't pitch in that first game. I debuted a few days later.
Coach said you youngsters behind the scenes with the man, Max Scherzer. Did I get it right?
Max
Coach
Scherzer,
Good at,
there we go.
Coach Good at butcher names, y'all know that. All right, appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I'm good.
Chapter 5. MLB Scouts. A reality that often goes unspoken in scouting. You can present 5 of the most promising draft prospects to 10 MLB scouts, and it's possible that 7 or 8 of them might not see those players as future draft picks. The truth is, at the end of the day, the decision to draft a player hinges on that individual scout. I laid it all out in my book. Get your copy today at your diary 247.us. That's your diary 247.us.